Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. I am stoked you're here. Real quick, I just want to say thank you to the channel members. I appreciate you all so much. And I want to say thank you to anybody who comes through and watches the content. Invite you guys to, if so inclined, hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon. Really help me out, and it'll notify you when new content is uploaded to the channel. Today I wanted to do a kind of a long-term overview review, more probably a good overview because I don't hard use knives, but for EDC use I'm not really having to because my needs don't really bring me to it. And there are other channels that do a lot of testing, like Stasa 23 and Knives Knives. But I just like to tell you guys about knives that I bring into my collection, that I buy, and that how they make me feel, right? Do I like them? Am I impressed with them? And when this knife came in, I was kind of anxiously excited because it was the first, I would call it, premium Divo knife, because I didn't get involved in the Stout. I was an original, the first Divo knife I got was the Growler V1. I really liked the Growler V1. I gave it away a couple of Friday Knife Lives ago to one of you guys because I got the Growler V2 when it came out. And this is one of the, I would call this, I would call it a budget value-y knife, but I would call it one that shoots way above its weight. Just a great design, great tall blade, 14C 28N, nice carbon fiber handles. Before that, I had gotten in on the MASH V2. Again, the design language spoke to me. I liked the deployment hole. I liked the way this knife looked. And I was amazed by the fact that they were bringing it to us at about 25, 30 bucks. Again, 14C 28N, nice hollow grind. But again, it feels great. There's not a thing wrong with this knife, but I knew if these were this good, that the premium knives were probably going to be pretty good. Again, I didn't like the Stout's design, but I had taken a chance because it came out in a budget form, the Pony Stout. And once again, for a value knife that, if I'm not mistaken, was around 85 bucks, I could appreciate the design of the Stout, but the Pony Stout kind of fit my needs earlier. And guys, I'll be probably making this knife available to channel members because I've got to make room for another knife that I've got coming in from Divo Knives, believe it or not, that I bought over the weekend. Either case, this is a great little knife, and then the nip happened. So the nip has been something that has, and we're getting back to the review at hand. I'm just kind of telling you how I got there. But the nip was a knife that I'd been really excited about, really looking forward to, because it was kind of like that mid to high end range knife, but still a very value engineered knife, if that makes sense. I.e., you have really high end quality or materials like this purple carbon fiber on this particular variant with this satin S90V, hollow ground blade, tasty action. So I went right away to White Mountain Knives, used my Javon 10 code because I wanted to try a titanium version, which is heavier, a little bit heftier, has a stone washed S90V blade again. And I had picked up, when I got this, the black hardware kit, and figured if I put it on this titanium, that's how my brain works. I knew it wouldn't look good on here, but I bought it without thinking because this was a drop that I thought was going to go away real quick. And so just recently, I picked up another nip, the black traditional pocket knives I bought because, again, I love the nip. I don't think I'll get a Jack Sparrow because the carbon fiber is pretty similar. So that's going to leave this knife kind of out in the cold because I need a space in my case. So we'll have this in an upcoming either subscriber giveaway or channel member giveaway. But a long, sordid history of my experience with Divo Knives, which brings us to the Buzz. After Blade Show West, Divo Knives dropped some of their inventory, I guess their remaining Buzz inventory, on their website. And I struggled for a little bit because I'd never gone that deep into Divo, but everything that I'd had before then had been kind of a pleasant surprise to me. So when I saw that this was available and they had the tux, the black with the satin blade, which is the configuration that I would have personally wanted out of the gate, I went ahead and took a chance. And I say I took a chance because it was not an inexpensive knife, made by Bestech, designed by Divo. Every one of their other designs had kind of exceeded my expectations, so didn't really know what to think about this. So it comes in, you guys saw my kind of surprise in the unboxing, but the first thing that I noticed before I even turned it sideways was how pretty the belt satin 20CV hollow ground blade looked. I was just really impressed with the blade. I don't know why, but it just speaks to me. The design language, unlike the Stout, and I won't bring the Stout up again because it's a wonderful knife. It just didn't speak to me. This knife did, and the way it's done is exceptional. So you've got what Divo Knives I think does fantastically well is makes the most use of the handle by incorporating really well thought out forward finger choils, and the Buzz has, in my opinion, a very, very comfortable forward finger choil. If you like to stay further back on your grip, you can do that too. The jimping is very well placed for me at the forward finger choil, which I think was the design of it. However, if you keep your hand back a little further, you've still got that jimping that's going to give you that traction that you like. The scales are totally different in a different way than the scale. I think this knife was OEM by Kubi. Nothing at all wrong with this knife. I could just appreciate, which I couldn't when I was looking at them on the internet and the prices, I can appreciate the difference in this knife. I think you guys saw when it came in, I popped skiffs in it. So you've got a solid titanium side here. You've got this internal, or what would you call it, a liner lock, I guess, for lack of better terms, that's set into this titanium scale, inset in. And the thing that impressed me so much here was the lockup, which is very, very good, and the thickness and the ease of access to that lock bar insert. So when I go to close the knife, I don't know if you guys can see there, but you've got a clear pass through here. You've got a little bit of a little cupping there that catches your finger and allows you to get that lock bar closed, or lock bar pushed out of the way, and the knife just falls shut. It is a controlled drop because I just recently put skiffs in it and I keep my blades pretty tight. I think you guys saw this is all the way tightened up because I don't like any side to side. But yeah, 20CV titanium wire clip that I really like. If I got a wild hair up my ass, I could always use a Spyderco wire clip replacement, but that's just not really my jam. These work so well, I don't look at it as a negative in any way, but that's just me. So let's grab a little paper and let's do a little cutting. Again, hollow grind. Forward finger choil gives you really good control of the knife. So it flows in the hand. I mean, you don't feel the pocket clip. I don't feel any snags, and I have cut a good bit with this. I have not processed hundreds of feet of cardboard, but to me, it does what it's supposed to do. It cuts very well. Whoops. Anyways, I just get kind of hypnotized on that. You guys know if I spend more time cutting with a knife, it's probably because I like the way it cuts. And this is a slicey knife. It's a combination of, I think, blade geometry. I think it's a combination of a really good hollow grind. And I've always been a fan of 20CV. I know that doesn't make it cut better, but in my mind, I enjoy it. Dig the knife. Think it was just executed very well by Divo. You guys know if you've watched the channel for any amount of time, and if you haven't, I'll let you guys know now. My least favorite way to deploy a knife is the fucking front flipper. I absolutely hate them. I don't like them. This one is very minimalistic in look. You've got this nice jimping that starts and goes all the way to the end of the front flipper tab, and the result of that is even someone who hates front flipping like me, it's almost impossible to fail it, because wherever you get on the flipper tab, whether it's up here in the front or all the way back here in the back, anywhere in between, it's just really thought out well. Will I ever, after showing you guys that, front flip it again? Probably not. If I do another video bringing this in, I might front flip it, because as far as front flippers go, it's probably the easiest, most foolproof for me who hates them is any. But guys, no, I won't front flip it probably ever again. The middle finger flick, which is my desired method of opening, is just this knife's tuned for it. Once again, the little trapezoidal shaped blade hole there, as I think has just the perfect amount of edge, and for my finger there's no way that I'm going to lose any kind of traction, whether I'm up here at the top of the hole or if I'm down here at the bottom. It's just, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about where I'm positioning my hand, because wherever I'm holding the knife, when I get ready to deploy it, it does not matter where my finger is. It deploys like a dream. So let's do a couple of quick size comparisons to the Divo Buzz, because I've talked way too long about it. I've gushed too hard on it, but I love it, and I would recommend it to any of you guys if you are looking for a premium Divo knife. I can assure you it's done very, very well, and I will leave a link. It will be an affiliate link, but you can also Google Divo Knives if you want to just go there on your own. If you use the affiliate link, it does help the channel. But if I didn't have an affiliate link, if I didn't have any knowledge of Kev or Colin, this knife stands on its own, just in its overall design. I think it's just, for me and the knives that you guys have seen in my collection, from the Jaegers to some of the other knives that I really like, this is you know, works very, very well, and I think it's built as well. Not that the Jaeger's the Bestech knife, but of any Bestech knives that I've had in my collection. So much smaller than the Cold Steel 4MAX with the Wicked Satu regrind. Much bigger than the Civivi Baby Banter. If we look at it next to a Benchmade Bug Out, right about the size, maybe a tiny bit longer than the Benchmade Bug Out. Spyderco Paramilitary 2 is going to be a good bit longer than the Buzz. And then just for S&Gs, we will look at the Buzz next to the Growler. About the same length as the Growler. And the Mash. Very close in the family to those mid-sized knives. You know, that's the kind of knife that Lefty likes. That's the kind of knife that they seem to design. And they do their little small ones. But guys, this is a great one. In my opinion, it is. I was very impressed and have been very impressed. So this is 7.5 inches with a 3 1/4 inch blade. Again, check the dimensions. The cutting edge is right around 3 1/4 a tad under. The handle is 4 1/4, tad over. And in this little area to the choil here, to right here, is 4 inches. So if you look at this dimension to this dimension, that is 4 inches. If you want the interior dimension from here to here, you're about 3 1/8. So from here to here, 3 1/8. However, you've got the whole handle. For me, it's a full size or a full handful, medium-sized knife. Carries very well. It's got good, solid blade stock. Let's get a couple of blade stock dimensions here. 0.1200. Our handle thickness right at 0.50, half an inch. And then even though I can't get this accurate, I can give you an idea based on my other inaccurate measurements. Right where the sharpening choil stops, 0.0170 inches. What does that mean? Nothing. You saw it cut. It means something. It doesn't mean my measurement's right. Last thing we'll do on this guy is get a quick weight. Boom. 4.15 ounces. So for a titanium knife, to me, that comes in kind of just on a really good EDC weight, not too heavy, but feels like you're holding a quality tool. I think it is a quality tool. It's a great EDC tool. And I'm just a big fan of this knife. I'm a big fan of Divo Knives. The net really made me turn kind of a crazy corner. I don't know if you guys have ever had a knife do that for you and you kind of fall into a pattern of, and maybe not because I'm an addict, but you want to experience more of them, even though you know the basic size and shape are going to be the same. I guess it's a collecting bug, but this little guy is really turned me on hard to Divo. And when I saw that these were in stock in a couple of configurations, I wanted to grab one, and it has not disappointed. Love it, but more importantly, love you guys. Appreciate you guys more than anything. I love the support. I love the fact that you watch the videos that I put out, and you find them entertaining, informational, somehow helpful. But I assure you they're always objective, giving you how they make me feel. And one thing that I always talk about in live streams, that we talk about in other live streams, one of the things that makes the community great is everybody loves different stuff. So I don't expect everybody to love what I love, but I love certain things and I'll share that with you, right? If I find problems with things, with this knife, if I was going to point out a negative, it would be that the sharpening choil could be, I think, taken care of a little better with this plunge grind going back further into the handle, but I don't know, again, what that entails. I'm not a knife designer, but that's a nitpick, right? So if I was going to point out something that I perceived as a potential negative, if anything, it would be the sharpening choil, only because in my English psychology brain that knows nothing about knife making, it seems like it could have been brought back, would leave you more room to sharpen. No big deal. I don't think it's a negative. It's just my gut telling you how I feel, right? Guys, love you to death. Appreciate you more than you know. And all I ask is that you'll please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for one another. Go forward with love in your heart. And please choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.